All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have everybody here for our first Lunch and Learn of the new year. Hope everybody's doing good. I'm super excited to have with us today Jessika Phillips from Now Marketing to talk with us about marketing and your childcare program. Take over, Jessika.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heather. And hello to everyone. Happy Thursday. As Heather said, my name is Jessika Phillips, and I'm with Now Marketing Group, an agency, a relationship marketing agency located in Lima, Ohio. We were in Elida, and we work with clients all over to help them manage the relationships that they have with their clients, tell their story better, and grow repeat referral business. We work with a few hundred clients across the globe, helping them to service their clients and to just become more well-known. And we have a full in-house team that helps us do so. But started the agency in 2010, and very much understand the struggle of starting, growing, maintaining a business, and starting with zero budget, zero marketing budget, the whole shebang, but have used the art of social media to truly grow through the art of connecting with people. I like to say my personal mission is to inspire people to love more, give more, and be more in their business through the art of authentic relating. That's led me to be able to work with running social for NASA, working with Inc., we're a Forbes agency partner, been able to do some pretty incredible things over the past 10 years. But my goal here is to help all of you today in a time where it's been a struggle, not only just running a childcare agency, but also maintaining and thriving in post 2020, if we will. 2020 definitely was the biggest surprise, I think, for all of us. None of us were quite ready for what was to come there. But I think 2020 has taught us quite a few lessons on how we can use relationships and just social media in order to connect with our audience, and how we can tell our story, get information out quickly, even if we can't be face to face. And Heather, you were mentioning even when we were talking before we got started here that really, child care providers have had the struggle even just with hiring, but also with even letting people know what is available, just making yourself known. So I know we have an hour together and we could talk a lot about different social sites and what is all out there. But I feel like the most familiar that everyone is when it comes to social media is Facebook. So my goal is to help you maximize the tool that you're most likely already on, and with some of the features you may not have been using. But preface this with also, it's very, very important to have your own home base, a website that you have that anyone can go to at any time and get the information straight from Google, because 90% of all buying decisions start online. And that includes people making a decision on where to find and obtain childcare. So they're typically starting that with a Google search, and hopefully your business name is coming up. So I always encourage, people to do just that, like open up a Google browser and say child care, in whatever location you're at. I'm going to say Lima, Ohio, because that's where I'm at. And of course the ads are always going to come up first, but then, you're going to get the map results. So seeing where you show up in this, and if you are showing up in this map location. So we see YWCA, Child Care Resource and Referral. So of course they have their website, and hopefully you're maximizing, being on some of their information. But if not, making sure that your information is coming up. And if you're not coming up, I will provide a resource that can be emailed after this to show you how to get yourself on this map. But you can also just type in business.google.com and add yourself right there, because that's going to be the first thing that comes up. So I'm going to use, actually, let me grab an example one here. But if when you type that in, business.google.com, it's going to ask you what is your business name, and Google will try to search for the results if they have a record of it, which what they're pulling is from the phone book, address records. Google has that little car that goes around that takes pictures of everything that they see, and will name the business and allow you to claim your business if they have your information there. So your business name may already show up in Google's results. And in that case, then you can just say, yes, this is my business. They will verify it with either calling your business phone number, and in an automated machine will give you a 4-digit code that you can put in to say, yep, this is my business. Or if they can't verify it that way, they will mail you a postcard that has some digits on it that then you can verify your business that way. And once verified, why that's important is that then you have access to update all the information around your business, your hours of operation, the services that you provide. It allows you to respond and receive reviews. And it also allows you to actually book appointments. People can message you directly from here. And if you don't already have a website, you can create one. So after you fill out this information, you can click on this little website tab here, and Google will create one for you based on the photos and the information that they already have that you've supplied based on your hours, your services, all of that. And you can simply publish it. All of it's free. So there's always, 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 always a reason to have a website. It can be free if you don't already have one. It is going to be and look like a free website, but it is definitely a website that will have your information on it. That's always going to be that home base for people to find you and hopefully book you as their childcare provider. So definitely make sure that you use Google first, because that's where people are starting. But then there is the option for Facebook. Let me move this bar out of my way here so I can actually click on my links. One second. That I want to go into that is a free resource for all of us to be able to use, and where people are spending a lot of their time. And as I said, there's tons of social sites out there, but this is one that most people are more comfortable with. So let me look back here and see, just by a show of hands, let me see if I can get back to the screen here. How many of you are using Facebook right now? And let me see if I can see you. I cannot. So let me go back. That's right. Hopefully all of you are using it. If not, it's free, and I can also include a video on how to get your page started. It can be created very, very quickly on Facebook, just to claim, again, your location. Facebook is very much like Google. If they pull results to show that there's a business location on Google that has a map associated with like a physical location, they will already have created a location page for you without you even doing so. So you can create your page and it'll merge with the one that has already been started, I guess, by Facebook. So I will send that video with the one on how to get your business claimed on Google My Business, but I want to go how to maximize this. And if you could put yourself on mute unless you're asking a question, and we can definitely get to questions afterward, but just so you know, if not, then we can hear all of your conversations, and don't want anybody to have like a private conversation they don't want to share with everyone. So here's what your business Facebook page will look like once you have one created. And most people are comfortable, making a post on Facebook, but where there's kind of what to post and how often to post is often the question we get the most from our clients and people that we're working with. So I want to hit on that. And I also want to hit on how you can take advantage of using some of the free features that are already built in by Facebook, like getting appointments. You can even, share job openings and collect jobs for free on Facebook. You can target specific people on Facebook. All these things you can do for free that's built in to this app. But before we even get into that, the biggest section that most people miss when it comes to their Facebook page are two things. One, it's going through the settings and just making sure that your page is set up correctly. And what I mean by that is once you set up your page, I highly recommend that you go into the settings section that I just clicked on and just briefly review some of the settings that you have turned on, because some of their default settings may not be the ones that you need for your business. So the first part is going through these settings, and the ones that are mostly missed are allowing people to tag you in photos. So for example, if their child's created something cute for Mother's Day, Father's Day, or whatever, and they want to tag the business, make sure that you have that turned on. You also want to have this turned on where people can message your page directly. A lot of individuals, and I'm sure you've seen this if you are actively using your Facebook page, will message in and ask you questions like, are you open? Are you accepting, new families right now? Are you hiring? That kind of thing. And if they can message your page directly, they will do so. And that will also increase the rate in which you're booking families, you're hiring, etc. The next part that is most often overlooked and that some people get concerned about is just what people are posting, especially now, as we've just went through a crazy couple weeks and a crazy year with elections and with COVID and with just a lot of negativity. I highly just recommend people just turn the profanity filter on to strong. This will guarantee if anybody is coming to your page trying to start drama or whatever, hopefully you don't have that happen, but if so, it'll automatically be hidden to where no one else is going to see it except for the person that posted it. So it's automatically going to be hidden without you even having to do something. So just turn that on. Other than that, the section that we've also seen is where maybe a page was created in the past by a friend or another person that worked for you, and you don't know how to get to it, you don't know how to access it, and it's just sitting out there and people are finding it, but you have no way of managing it, right? So if that's the case, then you can use the section down here that says merge duplicate pages. You can click this tab and then alert to Facebook what that link is. So by copying finding that page online, copying this URL, and then Facebook can merge those two pages together. So now you don't have this page sitting out there that you don't have access to. So going through that section first is always recommended, and then getting into the info section. So very similar to what we just did in Google My Business, you want to make sure that you have information set up accurately. So starting from just creating a username. Why this is important is, let me go back to our Facebook page here. When people are trying to find you, they'll type in your name, but if you don't have this set, they can't tag you, and you'll find that you have this long URL at the top that is not short to tell people how to get to it. So like if you see how ours is facebook.com/now-marketing, many others, if you've not claimed your username, it will have a lot of numbers and digits in here, and it does not often then show up to the top of Facebook when people are trying to find you. So claim your username here, put in your description, categories of what it is that your business does, your contact phone number, right? And then email address on how people can contact you, your website URL. So if you created one on Google, just grab the URL that they give you, your address for your physical location. You can say the areas that you service. So then Facebook will display that because people can search for childcare directly on Facebook. Your hours of operation. And then exactly what you offer. You can put exactly the services that you offer right in here. Okay. You can also mention any other accounts that you're on. So that's the next step. So definitely making sure your information is up to date and accurate so people can get to you is very, very important. That's just kind of the bare bones stuff. The other section here then in the settings is just what tabs you have available so you can publish on Facebook and do the things like the jobs. If you've seen people putting jobs on there and you're like, I don't have that, tab on here. It's probably because you haven't clicked on the templates and tab section and chose to slide that on to where people can use, or so you can use that section and people can get it for you. Then you can also rearrange these if you want, your videos maybe to show up first, or your lives, whatever, your services maybe to come up first. You can completely organize these tabs to be in the order that you want it to display when somebody comes to your Facebook page. It will display in that order then for you. Okay, once we've went through all of those two big sections there, The next one is page roles. So what this means is if you want somebody else working on your account or helping out with keeping up with the management of your Facebook page and you want to add them on here, you would go to these page roles. I always recommend that you have at least 2 people on your page, because that way if one of you get locked out, the other person is there and can still have access and can help you get back into your page. So when you go to page roles, you can assign a new page role to another person that you trust to help you manage your page. They can have a Facebook account as well, and then you would simply just type in their name. So if I'm typing in, a gentleman that I want to add here, one of my team members, okay, then I can choose the role that I want to give him. An admin has full access to add and remove people. An editor does not. They just have access to publish on the page. Moderator can just comment. Advertiser can just advertise. Analyst can just read your reports. In custom, you decide what perks you want to give them. I would recommend either editor or admin for most cases. To do this, then after you select what role you want to give them, you simply just click add, and then the password that you put in is the password that you use personally to log into your Facebook account. By doing this, then you give another person access to get onto your page and be able to publish on your behalf. All right, now getting to the good stuff. So,
Miss Meredith, Charlie needs to go potty.
looks like somebody is not on mute. Just a heads up. All right, so the next part of this is the good stuff of publishing. So once we have all the settings set up, then you want to make sure you have a background picture, something that is visually appealing. You can change this all the time. So like, for example, we still have our Christmas hats on in here. We'll probably be changing that soon. But you can make it appeal to what's going on and give the sense of kind of what's happening at your location. This can be either a photo or video or multiple photos that you can put on here. So you can choose from different videos that you've created over time. You can, so if I want to put our video here, I can put this here and have this, as our cover image here. So I can say save changes, and now our video is published right here. Same thing with your profile picture. You can put that and make sure that that fits there. So you just want to make sure that this all looks nice. And where that section in the settings where we put our keywords of what type of page we are, this will display here and let everyone know, here's what it is that you do. All right, so the publishing. So again, most people are comfortable with creating a post, but I want to show you some extras that you can do to really enhance the kind of content that you're putting out. The first thing is I always tell people to kind of follow the post rule. And the post rule is an acronym for what goes into a very great post that will show up in the news feed of Facebook, because most people aren't going to go directly to your page. They're going to live in this section of the newsfeed, and whatever comes up, they will engage with. So in order to have the best chance of getting to that section of the newsfeed, so you're getting more engagement, more people are seeing your content, follow this post framework. And post stands for the P, personalize your content. So add in some personality, personalize it to who you're talking to, speak in a conversational tone, because social media is social. It's meant for conversation. So that goes into the O, which is open-ended, right? Like leave the post that you're creating open-ended. So you might say something like, today is so Martin Luther King Day, and we worked on this craft, which have you ever tried this before? Like leave it with a question, or, how are you celebrating, right? Something like that, where it's opening it up for people to be able to respond back. Because the more engagement your post gets, one, you're building relationship with those that you're talking with. But the second thing is the more engagement your post gets, also the more chance that you have showing up in that newsfeed. Facebook bases things off of engagement. So one, how active you are on your page. So you should be posting, I recommend once a day on your page. And then if it's engaging, if it's content that's keeping people on their platform, they want to keep people on Facebook, and is it getting a response? So is it something that's relevant for more people for you to show up in the newsfeed? The S then is all about style. So making it your own style. So if you are writing, you want it to sound like you're talking, right? And in your style. So the images that you use as well are also important. So making sure that it's images that are from things that you're doing real time, real people doing real things. If you're one that doesn't feel comfortable posting, with children and things like that in there, that's perfectly fine too. You can use some free tools, like one that's my favorite is called Canva, canva.com. I know the YWCA, CCCR uses this as well, but you can create a design right in here and you can say it's specifically for Facebook. They have, if I didn't pass it, let me just type in the search, Facebook post. They'll give you the exact dimensions, and you can literally put in, click in their free templates here, and you can literally type in what you want to say, and then, even use your own images here, or just use your own kind of background here. In this color, you can choose your brand color. So based on your logo, whatever, you can make it match your color, and even like the type of font that you would use, right? And so you can make some consistency. So people, when they see like the image, they're like, oh, that looks like so-and-so. It's like, I'm sure anything you've seen of like Coca-Cola or Disney or Apple, they all look the same and consistent. You can recognize it right away. And you can also upload your logo. So you can go to the section here of uploads, and then you can upload your own photos, your logo, whatever, and put it in here. So I can show you a couple, for example, designs that we've created for different people. And so I'll stick with like Now Marketing Group. And you can see they all look very, like they belong in the same kind of family of designs with the colors and things like that. So make sure that you use your own style. And then the T with post and using that framework is all about timeliness. So making sure that what you're talking about, what you're posting, doesn't sound tone deaf to what's going on right now. And it's also very timely. So for example, with events that happened again a couple weeks ago with things in the Capitol, you don't want to have a post going out that's all cheery, if the tone of everything else on social is kind of in mourning, if you will. Not that you want to add to that, but you just don't want it to sound tone deaf of what's going on. You want timeliness in what you're sharing. Same kind of thing if you're saying something about the weather, make sure that it's relevant to what's going on in the world and within your space. Timeliness is super important. So once you have the right content, what we do with our post at Now Marketing Group for ourselves and for our clients, actually, because we know time is our most valuable asset, we will actually write all of our posts out, kind of like think through it, right, for our posts. So let me give you an example here. One that just did. We'll actually write all of our posts out in advance. So I'll plan out, okay, on the first of the month, here's what I want to write. Then I'll design the image for it and kind of plan everything out ahead of time. So that way I can schedule these posts to go out without me having to remember to post something every single day. So whether you're doing this and you're doing it ahead of time, maybe you do it a week at a time, whatever works for you, it's going to help you kind of maximize the efficiency of what's going out. So writing out your post, most people will, if you're not publishing it right now, right here, then you would use, if you do want to schedule like we do, Facebook has what's called publishing tools. By clicking on this publishing tools section, you can create your post in here. You can post on Facebook and Instagram at the same time if you want. But I can say, I want to post here. I want to add a photo. I would select the photo that I created. So I'm just going to grab one from a card we just made. So grabbing this post and I can add multiple images if I want. And then I can, if you want to put a link in here, you can, you can create this whole piece of content. And then you can choose to publish this now. You can schedule it for later. Okay, right here. And if I were to schedule this, so I'm going to schedule this for, let's say the 21st at 1:48. I schedule it. Click schedule. Now, when I go to this section, I can see everything that's scheduled here. So if I now didn't want this to go out, I can click on it and say, I want to either reschedule it, cancel the schedule altogether and it stays in my drafts, or I can delete it and permanently delete it from all the content. So what's cool about this now is you can see everything that you've posted before. So it gives you like this content repository as well. So if you ever wanted to repost something, because Facebook likes original content, right? They want to keep people on the platform. They want the content that has been posted here first specifically for the platform. But I have this now content repository then that I can click on this and I can reschedule this, or I can cross post to Instagram, what have you, but all of your content lives within here. So it might be kind of cool for you to go back and look at the content that you've pushed out and see, okay, this post has done really, really well, right? Because it's going to tell you everything that you've already used on your page. This one has done really well. It's probably something that I want to reuse because it's done that well, right? And you can do so if it's relevant, right? So posting here is super helpful to schedule as well. The next part of this though that most people missed is that you can do several different additions to your post to get even more out of it. So like, for example, if you want people to be able to message you. So for example, if I say, we know the pain, of, teaching at home or trying to work while your kids are there or whatever, maybe you're being relatable, right? You're personalizing it. If you're needing a helping hand, we're here. And then you can write your post and then put this add messages. And you could even put like a funny GIF or a photo with it. And you can grab it from Canva on a mom juggling a bunch of stuff or whatever, a dad juggling a bunch of stuff. But now not only will this go out as a post, but it quickly allows somebody to be able to message you from this news feed. So if this post were here and it would have like that little message button at the very bottom to start that conversation. So nobody has to kind of go back to your page, if you will. The other part is that you can add different things to it. So one Facebook built in is the COVID-19 update. So for example, if there's an update related to your new hours or what you're allowed to do or any of those things, you can tag it as a COVID update and it goes out to your full audience that you have. Now, granted, it does have to be for real, like an update. Facebook will check that. If you're posting from your location and you're talking about something there, I always recommend you can do multiple things on here is checking in from where your location. So not only will it have your send message here, but it'll also give them the address and the name of the business that you're checking in from. And it also, if people want to just see, oh, where's that brand located, right? Like, how can I get in touch with them? You can also add little things like, activities, celebrating Mother's Day and post the craft that you're doing, whatever. You can raise money if you want, if you're one that is trying to get funds to support your business, maybe you're struggling, you can raise money and people can donate right there. You can, I don't know about gift card purchase of what you do, but maybe you have something like that. But look at the extras here that can add to your post. More that you add the features here that are related, the more chances that you'll have for it actually being seen in the newsfeed. The biggest thing that you don't want to do is you do not want to just take something off Google, like an image off Google, and share that. You don't want to post an image without context, without text with it. And you don't want to just share something without context from like another page, or just put links, right? Like just a link to a website. Those are all things that will hurt you from being able to show up in the newsfeed. But all these things are free and built in right to Facebook. Even if you go live, right? Like sharing video, that's super powerful, going live. And you can, do so by doing the same thing. And you just, you want to share a video or what have you. You could go live. Let me actually show you here, because we have ours set up a little bit differently. So if I were going to go live, I would actually start from the video section, or you can do it like right here to create a live. The reason I start from the video section is I like to put like a thumbnail with mine, because it seems like whenever you stop and start from a live video, they grab the worst stopping video face of you ever. But you could go live and you put in your context of your video, all the things, and go live from your desktop or your phone. The big thing with going from your phone is you do want to have the Pages Manager app installed, and now it's called a Business Manager, not just the regular Facebook app. You can do a lot more with the Business Manager app on your phone or iPad or whatever you're using than just the regular Facebook one. Okay, so these features are also things that you can do. Live video, super important. After you do a live, if you want to share it again, you could create post and then go back here and you can create a watch party, and then you can select the video that you did just on your live, and you can play it on your channel again as if it were live. It'll say, basically that watch party is inviting all your audience to watch your content. And it's called like a premiere watch party, because you're premiering something that you already did. A couple other things here, events. So definitely important to create an event. Maybe it's a hiring event, it's online, it's in person. Maybe you're doing an orientation, or you're setting it up to where it's the day that you're offering a fundraiser for your event, whatever. You can create your event here. Just make sure again that you fill out all of the details here, and that you monitor the comments on the event, because once you create an event, people can comment on it like they could a page. Offers are if you're selling something, and it will not only allow you to create that special promotion here, but and people on your page to be able to see it, but it's also one that will go to Facebook's offer section on Facebook to expand to a bigger audience. Jobs. This, now that we have the tab added in, this is where you can put a job. So maybe I'm hiring an advertising manager. I'll say, here's where the job's at. I put the description of it. You can choose to put a salary, wage per hour, per day, per week, per year, whatever, here. And then make sure, I highly recommend putting in some screening questions. So it could be, do you have a driver's license and reliable transportation of your own? That's one we always used, right? You could put, when are you available to start? Do you have experience? Some questions in here that make someone be able to stop and answer it, because Facebook Jobs is a beautiful thing that they have, but it's super stupid simple for people to be able to apply on the fly. So they would literally be able to just click on a job that they want to apply for, and it just attaches their profile to submit that job request. But if you put these questions in here, one, it's going to give you more insight if it's somebody that you want to invest your time in interviewing, but two, it makes them stop, and so you only get the serious candidates. So you can receive these applications by email if you put it in, and you can choose to make someone attach a resume or previous work experience as well, kind of as that secondary kind of line of defense, if you will. Once you publish this, not only does it go out to your Facebook page as a post, but it also goes to this section of Facebook. Let me go back here. To the job section. So let me make sure I don't, this section here where people will post their jobs, and then individuals can search for what kind of job that they're looking for. So then if I wanted to apply, I could click apply, and it's going to take me to that. So very much like an Indeed or Ohio Means Jobs or any of those tools. But the people that say that they're looking, one cool thing that happens is they'll send them a notification like, hey, a new job was posted based upon what you said you were looking for. So they'll notify people ongoing to apply for that job. So once you have that job pushed out there, if you have your email address set up for you to receive that notification, you'll get it there, but you'll also get it in your inbox. So the inbox of Facebook, this combines anything that you have from Instagram or Facebook attached to your profile. So anyone that's applied will also go into this one universal inbox. And what's really cool about this is that you can look through and you can sort through if you only want to see, ones that you haven't looked at yet. You can assign a conversation to another administrator or whoever you added on your page. You can put notes on this person. So, a new client, you could attach a label that this person is looking for a job, whatever you want, but it becomes like almost a mini relationship marketing management tool for you. So you can look just at the Facebook comments if you want to. Here, everything lives within this inbox to make sure that you've replied and responded to any mention of you and those job applications. So if you feel like you missed something, it'll always be in this inbox for you to make sure that you've responded right here. And then you can check that little check mark that this is done. Okay. All right. So that is the inbox of Facebook. Now, I did mention to you that there's some additional things that you could do, like if you want to book appointments and things like that, or maybe you get a ton of the same questions again and again, and you're a team of a few people and you don't really have time to answer all of those. Maybe you're getting an influx of these messages that I'm talking about with people messaging you. You can click down to this inbox section called automated responses. And what this will do will allow you to turn on specific features of this. So maybe it's frequently asked questions, right? And you can go to this edit section of Messenger and choose what you want to put in here. So for example, if I went to the frequently asked questions section, I could turn this on, and then you can edit specific questions that that you're asked a lot. Put these in here. So I'm going to click into this, click edit. Okay. And then what the question typically is and what your response would be. So for example, do you do second shift or first shift or third shift, whatever? Maybe that's a question you get a lot. What's your rates? Do you take infants? Are you open? Whatever, the question that you're getting again and again. Type that question here, put the answer. You can put multiple answers and questions in here. You can also, maybe if you want to direct them to, what's the paperwork that I need to get started, you can attach that right here. So what this does when somebody comes to your page then is it will pop up and say, welcome to our page, Jessica, or whoever is there, it personalizes it. And then how may I help you? And a person could click on one of the questions or whatever section that you turn on, and this automated bot, if you will interact with them to give them those answers. It'll still show up in your inbox of the conversation that they had. So like I was showing you, like everything's in here. So for example, let me get to this easier. So for example, anyone that's turned in a message, so like for example, we have it turned on when we are out of the office. They'll say, we have it get started with our experience bot is what we call it. And then we let them know we're out of the office, and then they'll send us a message, and then we have some, automated responses back, but we can still see exactly what happened with those responses right there. All right, getting back to the page with just a couple other things to keep in mind as you're maximizing Facebook. So a couple other things. As you get responses or even likes or anything on your page, there's a couple ways of growing your likes. So for example, this one's not a good one. Let me get a good example here. If somebody's liked the page, if they hadn't liked the page already, well, a couple of these, like I can follow their page back as the business, and it will invite them to then see where it says invited them to like our page now because they engaged with it. That's a way of liking it or getting them to like your page. But also another way is just responding to anyone that's made a comment, on any post that you're putting out, making sure that you're responding to that. That's also a great way of growing in that engagement and getting more people, to your page. Of course, you can do the invites, like Facebook always lets you, invite people to your page. The other section that they have now that's new is this resources and tools section right here on Facebook. So what they will give you is suggestions on what you can do with your page, how to enhance it, and you can follow it. And then they will let you, tell you exactly what you can do to enhance your page right here. So this section is definitely great. They will also allow you to this section here. They may have moved it to the resources and tools. Yeah, the resources and tools section. Let me show you one other section in here. So if you had an issue or anything with Facebook, you can go to your resources and tools section, and after you do some of their get started stuff, if you have any issue here, you can actually message them, and this is your section where you can communicate back and forth to put in a trouble ticket for any reason. The notifications, that's definitely going to show you anything that you may have missed on your page too, just like we've seen in the inbox. And then these appointments, if it's something that you do want to use and integrate it with messages, you just click into the appointment section here, and then you would just literally need to turn on your setting or go to your settings, connect this with your calendar, choose what you want to book appointments for, and Facebook, the automated section, will do the bulk of the work for you. So this just allows people to book appointments, and you choose how you want to allow them to do so. What services that they want to book for, and then they'll send reminders for you if you turn it on, and they'll even send a thank you message after they met with you. So all of this is all free right within Facebook to do and to engage as your business, to grow it and to really maximize your page. So the only other thing I did not share on here on Facebook, let me go back to just the main page here, is groups. And I know we're running out of time and I've been talking super fast, so I will send a video on that too. But I also highly recommend creating a group, as you can create a group under the group section and manage it as your business. By doing so, let me give it to one that we do with having our clients in here, where this is a private community. So think of your business page as like the front of your business. People come into the front and they, typically will want to know more about you and what you're all about. Whereas, and you're communicating with them, but a group is more that private community where people are more laid back. It's like, the people that are invited to your backyard where they're hanging out and where you'd have a cookout and people are talking amongst themselves and having a good time, but it's very much more laid back, right? It's, environment. In this group, this is where I would put maybe even your team members in there, or all of the families that you have. I would invite them to be in this group. And this is where you can share, maybe pictures of their children if they're comfortable with it, or do things that are specific to the clients that you already have. It creates a more intimate kind of VIP experience. And this is what we do with our clients here. And we'll have, be able to communicate with them as the business, but also as ourselves as an admin. And the other cool thing about it is that we can, anything that we're posting in here, we can choose to mark it as an announcement. And what that does is make sure that everyone in the group sees it. It gives them an alert to let them know that you just made an announcement. So you get more visibility, it's more laid back, and it's a great way for people to have a deeper, more richer experience with your business. And you can manage this as your company, even though it's a private group. So I know that's a lot in 46 minutes that we just went over. Again, I will share with Heather the video on Google My Business, on getting a Facebook page set up if you've never done so before, and then a link to some additional resources to really help you kind of amp it up. This one, Facebook, is just that one platform that more people are on and feel most comfortable with and laid back with, but it has so many resources that you can use to really maximize your childcare facility. So it's changing all the time. As soon as you learn it, they'll roll out something new. That's just the nature of the game. But the more you play around with it and take advantage of what the tools that are there, the more you'll be comfortable with the next set that comes out. So I did want to save some time at the end for questions that you have. And hopefully I can answer them for you.
I had one come in while you were talking. They asked if you could share again, post what those letters stood for. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry. I said yes, and I will also share a blog on that too. So that you can save the visual, but it breaks down the post framework even more. And all of you, of course, are welcome to join the free community that I was just talking about, where we do trainings every Tuesday. We also have them on our YouTube channel. Just everything is free. It's not a sales pitch of any kind, but there's a ton of videos there that if it's helpful for you, or even going to our blog, there's a ton of resources there that hopefully can help you kind of amp up your page. I think you guys have the hardest job in the world, caring for children. So any way that we can help in the world, please let us know too. So I'll share a couple different resources and videos in here for you to get ahead with what you're doing. So here's that YouTube channel link. And then the link, if you do want to join the group and then you want videos, we do like, we promote our kind of MO at Now Marketing Group is, if you want to grow your business, out-care the competition. And of course, I'm a fan of acronyms. So CARE stands for capturing attention, articulating your message, building relationships, and exceptional experiences. And so I'm going to share a link in the comments here. If you do want, again, it's just free, like just videos and access to that group. It's just learnrelationshipmarketing.com. I'll put that in here as well. But whatever resources that you need, they're all there and up for grabs. So
are there other questions? Now's the best time. We've got Jessika on. And if you want to come off, you can type in the chat, or if you want to come off mute and ask the question now, that's fine too.
Or did I put everybody to sleep? I know that was fast. I was like, I know I'm going to talk very fast, but to get it all in an hour, it's
a lot of information, but a lot of great information. Okay, we got one here. Oh, we have one wants to know what's your Facebook to follow. You're muted again, Jessika.
I feel like that was the most said phrase probably of 2020.
Yes, I would agree.
Like even on our Christmas card, that picture that I was showing that I used as our cover image before I changed it was of us all on mute. And our Christmas card was, we're taking ourselves off mute to wish you a Merry Christmas, because yeah, I felt like we said that a lot.
Yes.
Okay. But okay, I'll put in the chat here, and that's not a dumb question at all. That's the company page, but also, like I said, feel free. I'll put my personal website on here too that has like my personal link. So if you ever have a question or anything, you can message me directly too. So, yeah. Because I know you'll start getting into it after you watch the follow-up videos, and then you might have a question later. So feel free, definitely. I'm super laid back. I'm happy to help you out in any way possible. So if you get going on this, it's one thing to watch somebody else do it, but then if you're anything like me after the weekend, I'm like, what did they say? Like, what that again? So as you get doing it, definitely feel free to reach out.
Other questions?
Great. Well, I think definitely look at that blog post. I will put one more in here, and I know I'm like dropping a bunch of links in here, but I feel like this is also going to be helpful. I'm going to put one more in here to like some of the apps that you may want that are free to get photos from. Like I said, don't take any photos off Google. I promise you they're getting so much better at they being any brand that's put a photo out, finding the photos that have been taken from Google and sending an invoice directly to you from a lawyer. And those are legit and those are real. You cannot take any photos off Google, even if it says the royalty-free ones. You can't take it off Google, but there are some free royalty-free photo sites if you do need just like an image that will go with your open house or whatever you're putting out. And I'm going to put a link to some of these free sites that they just make your life easier. So like one for free photos that I love. Actually, I'll share my screen really quick and just show you super fast. It's called unsplash.com, and the photos don't look like stock photos. That's the key. Like nobody wants those cheesy looking stock photos. So you could say like, so let's say childcare or children play, right? So they don't look like stock photos, right? Like, so you can find cute images, you know, maybe it's like, or, you know, whatever you have going on, like super cute, right? So you can use those images there. And then what I do is I'll take those, download it, and then go to Canva and create the post with an image there, right? So then you can take, so that you can tell that was a photo taken from there, right? That was as well. So you can take that and then put it into Canva, which is free as well, to create your post. And you can choose like if you want it as a story or, you know, what you can create posters here, logos here, cards, resumes, whatever you want on here. And they even have video on here as well. So there's a lot that you can do. Canva does also have photos in here, but some of them are free. The other ones are $1, so still not bad. But Unsplash is probably my favorite free resource to use if you want any creative resources. But I'll also include in my follow-up to Heather all the links that I mentioned, and then a link to a blog that has even more resources just like that to help you out.
Thank you. And this is recorded, so I know I'm not always real good at those that request the recording, getting it right to you, because I think I still owe a couple of you some you asked me for probably before the holiday. But I will, just keep hounding me for it. But I do have this recorded that I'll download it to my computer when we get done. And I've been copying everything that Jessica's put in the chat, so maybe we can, you know, help get those resources out even more to you.
I was going to say, Heather, if you can send it to me, what I'll do is create a Google folder with all the stuff that I mentioned in it, and then send that back to you. So you can just send out one link that people can just star and have access to then.
As long as it'll let me send. Sometimes I'm finding they're too big. So as long as it works, yes.
That's why I said I'll put it in the Google Drive.
Okay.
So it's easier. So how about this? I'll send you the Drive folder first, and then you just pop the video in there and we're good to go. I can put everything else in there. Cool. All right. Thanks everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks so much for having me on and inviting me. I can't wait to see all these pages and all the things to come from it.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Happy to have everybody on today. We're going to every other week now, and I'm going to try to see about getting a CPA on for hold on for the next time, or maybe one of the times after that, so that if anybody has questions about taxes, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm investigating right now. For anybody that hopefully you saw my email, but the Toledo Area Chamber of Commerce has a webinar today at 3 o'clock on the how to do your taxes with the PPP loans, and then eligibility for the new round of PPP. It's actually their CPA I'm going to reach out to. So, but that is another option. If you didn't get that link, then let me know, and I can certainly send it to you again. Everybody have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know.
All right, thank you.